Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today I'll be playing another premiere draft of March of the Machine. Without further ado, let's just get into the draft and scoop up a Vorinclex. This is a pretty powerful mythic rare. 5 mana for a 6/6 trample reach, already solid, and when it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 2 forests, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Pretty solid for a ramp deck, gives you some extra card advantage and card draw there, even if it is just basic lands that you're getting. However, that's not all. If you make it to 8 mana, you don't need to do any other prerequisites like most of the other Praetors. You can just flip Vorinclex. If you do that, you get to mill 10 and then return 2 creatures from the mill cards onto the battlefield, and then you get to put 7 counters onto all your creatures, +1/+1 counters that is, and then you can have all your creatures fight whatever you want. So Vorinclex is just absurd. Just absurd. So pretty happy to scoop up a Vorinclex pick 1 pack 1, and we're going to do our best to stick to green. So for pack 1 pick 2, I don't think there's a ton of Phyrexian cards in green. I think white and black are the colors that have the most of them. That being said, Grafted Butcher can still be good even if you don't have a ton of Phyrexians, because it does have a solid enter the battlefield effect with even just like a Vorinclex on board. Giving Vorinclex menace till end of turn can be a big thing. And I guess Vorinclex already has trample, but the ability to keep coming back from grave when you sack things is nice too. This is really designed for the black-white or black-red decks, so I guess it is not that exciting for a deck starting with Vorinclex here. We could take a Final Flourish as a really nice removal spell in black, or because I am pretty much guaranteed to stick to green, we could just cut green entirely out of the pack and take Cosmic Hunger here. But again, I do like this rare quite a bit. I think it's really good in black-white, black-red. I think it would still be maybe okay in green-black, but I kind of talked myself out of it a little bit there. It does really need Phyrexians to be super worth it, so I'll take a Cosmic Hunger. Pack 1, pick 3 now. We've got a Seal from Existence for an excellent removal spell out of white, exiling any non-land permanent until they deal with our Seal from Existence. Tygam's a very fun card, but not the greatest whenever you have to be able to attack with Tygam to give your instants and sorceries rebound, and a 3/4 body is not that big enough to attack that often without getting killed on blocks. But Tygam's pretty fun, pretty cool. Not a reason to hop off green here though, or hop into a 3-color deck. I think we'll just take the Seal from Existence for the excellent removal, the excellent interaction there. Pack 1, pick 4. A lot of Invasion of Amonkhet's, but the last deck we drafted had 3 of that, so I don't really want to roll that back and do the same thing again. I think Invasion of Amonkhet is pretty phenomenal. It's one of the best battles, so kind of wild to see them just flying around the draft pods like this. I've been got by Arachnoid adaptations quite a bit. It's been a fine combat trick, and I've heard some hype on Seed of Hope, and it's another one of these cards, like the counterspell last draft and the discard spell the draft before that, that I really don't think looks that good, but I've been hearing the hype on it. I've been seeing the data that looks like it has a pretty good win rate, and I'm interested in maybe trying it. Decent little card selection. I guess the idea is it's just a 1 mana instant, draw a card, gain 2 at worst the vast majority of the time. Really hard to miss on it in a heavy green deck, so I still don't think we're supposed to take it this early, but I don't really want to hop into completely different colors at this point. I like everything that we have, and now we can just take an Alabaster Host Intercessor, continuing down the white path. 6 mana for a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile a creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield, so great removal spell on a stick creature, and it can plane cycle if you don't have enough white sources, which is nice. The green cards here aren't great. This is competing mainly with a Final Flourish out of black. Those are the best cards in the pack by far. Kahira is pretty fun, but Kahira is not really a card you can get in the companion slot. Yeah, Vorinclex is a Phyrexian Praetor, not even an elemental Phyrexian Praetor, or a Nightmare Phyrexian Praetor, so Vorinclex already doesn't count. That's the only creature we have so far. Alright, pack 1, pick 6. There's a Realmbreaker's Grasp, which is a fine removal spell out of white. There are a lot of things that this plays really poorly against. There's tons of good bounce spells in blue, and your opponent can just bounce their card and replay it and save it from the Realmbreaker's Grasp. If you're playing against black or red, there are tons of good ways to sacrifice whatever you put this on. If you're playing against green, they could just blow up the enchantment. This looks really efficient and really good, but there are so many ways to ruin it that it doesn't actually play all that well. Might still take it here, because the competition is Sandstalker Moloch, which is just fine. It's going to be great when you're playing against blue or black, and pretty filler otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it over Alabaster Host Sanctifier, but I'm not that excited about the Realm Breaker's Grasp here. Pack 1, pick 7, we can take a Chomping Kavu, an Alabaster Host Sanctifier for some creatures. Probably take one of those. We've taken a 5-drop and a 6-drop creature right now. We need to get some early plays. Angelic Intervention's a really nice combat trick, but we've got some pretty good non-creature spells right now. So let's grab some dorks. Let's just get a cheap dork, 2-mana 2/2. Get things started in the early game. Can grab a Blossoming Sands for fixing, which is fine. Trax's Fall is kind of main deckable because it can kill so many different kinds of cards, but I'm not in love with it. It is still somewhat narrow. Sky Warden's just okay. I'll just take a Blossoming Sands. Alright, pack 1, pick 9, another Seed of Hope. Supposed to play like 50 copies of those? I don't know. I think I want to just try like 1 copy. I'll take a Bond Warden here, which seems okay for the green-white +1/+1 counter deck. 1 mana 1/2 when it dies, put its counter somewhere else. Okay. Bola Slinger's okay. Tarkir Dune Shaper. Pretty slow, not that exciting. I'll take a Bola Slinger. Again, for +1/+1 counter focus strategies, it can be fine. Alright, there's Adaptation for the fine combat tricks. Sky Warden for a dorky little flyer. Take the dorky little flyer again, because these 2 cards tend to go super late. I don't remember what was in the pack with the Seed of Hope. I probably should have just taken some random off-color card just in case. One of the blue cards. Because that's a late Eyes of Gitaxias. That's kind of late for Inga, but I'm not as into Inga. But that's a super late Eyes of Gitaxias. I do like that card a lot. I will take it at this point. Just in case we move into blue. Although I don't think that's super likely. Well, that's a mana curve, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just have exactly even amounts at every mana. Normally 2 mana 3/1s are really bad, but this has a fine enter the battlefield and death trigger to make up for it. The problem is usually that 1/1 tokens make them just incredibly bad. Like when you play a Wary Thespian turn 2, and then your opponent plays Preening Champion turn 3, which is a 3 mana 2/2 flyer that spits out a 1/1 token on the ground, your Wary Thespian does look pretty horrible, but any game where that doesn't happen, that extra value off the enter the battlefield and death trigger kind of makes up for the games where it does. I did say it was probably pretty unlikely we pushed towards blue, but we got a last pick Cryptomancer, a super late Eyes of Gitaxias. Makes me feel like blue looks relatively open here. And we just opened up a great blue rare. Invasion of Segovia is a battle that gives us 2 creatures to help attack it, and completely makes the board state in your favor once it flips. You can start casting your hand so efficiently by convoking all your non-creature spells, and you get to hold up a ton of blockers by untapping 4 things every turn. Invasion of Segovia has been very impressive, and I think it's worth a potential pivot here to green-blue or white-blue. Especially because this is a draft pod where we did pay attention last pack, and it looks like blue is open enough to swap into that direction if we open something like Invasion of Segovia like we did. So we've got a Finn the Fangbearer and an Overgrown Pest in green, which I like a lot. Zhalfir and Lancer, though, would be quite strong in the blue-white deck, because that is a deck that has a lot of knights. And Surge of Salvation is a fine piece of interaction, just counters a removal spell straight up. If you're playing against black or red, you can really mess up their battle plans there. Temporal Cleansing's fine out of blue. I think I'd rather take Overgrown Pest here, though, if I'm just... rather take like a green or a white card here. I don't really want the cleansing. I'm going to take the Overgrown Pest, I think, and stick to green with this Vorinclex. The thing that's super nice about Overgrown Pest in a deck like this is it's already a fine card if all it can do is pick up a land, but it can also pick up double-faced cards. So if we end up in green-blue, even if we're just in green, we know it can pick up a Vorinclex if it's in the top 5, but if we're in green-blue, it can also pick up our Invasion of Segovia, so it has some really good targets. If we're in green-blue, and we can take another Overgrown Pest as one of the best cards in this pack. And looks like we probably are trying to head in the green-blue direction, where the pest is going to be phenomenal. Protocol Knight's good in blue-white, not really good in green-blue. So we'll take the Tangled Skyline, which is a nice way to recover late in the game, get a ton of life out of this, and then flip a 5/5 reach creature onto the board. It also gives all your other Phyrexians reach if you have those. But solid late-game way to stabilize, help recover from your opponent's early aggressive lines. Right, there's like no blue cards in pack 2. Unfortunate. I don't think I really want Copper Host Crusher, but it's probably okay with 2 Overgrown Pest and a Vorinclex. If I get like 1 Invasion of Zendikar or something, it's probably playable. Not that into Escort, but it's fine. I guess I could take Knight of New Coalition in case we go for like blue-white Knights or Cavalier. If that still ends up happening. Probably going to be better than Crusher. Yeah, I'll take a Cavalier for blue-white Knights maybe. But that was not a particularly exciting pack. We've got a Tranquil Cove that'll help us splash in one of these colors if we play a little bit of all 3. I think we're definitely green. We might be like green-white splash a little blue or green-blue splash a little white where Tranquil Cove helps. Competing with Thespian and Cavalier, which isn't too much competition, so I'll take the Tranquil Cove. Alright. Invasion of Murgon is a little slow, but it is potentially a removal spell and a creature off of the battle if you can flip it. And we can draw it off of an Overgrown Pest late in the game when I don't need lands. I think I'll take it for that reason. Not good for every deck, but when we have double Pest, it's probably solid. Portent Tracker is definitely solid, ramp us up, and chip away at our battles. Still kind of looking like green-white, just because we actually have interaction in white that we don't have out of blue. Knight of the New Coalition's fine. Serpent Blade Assailant is fine. Both okay cards. Assailant does make a really annoying attack at a battle. I only have 1 battle right now, though. I don't really think I care about the Knights, though. I'll take the Assailant. Stick to heavy green. In case we get pushed farther into blue in pack 3. If I open up another blue rare mythic, taking green cards leaves me a little more open to green-blue with white as the splash instead of the other way around. Not super into Blade Master, but it's the only thing really playable here, I think. I'll take a Halberd. But I don't believe I'm playing it. Alright, well, that was kind of a weird draft so far because pack 1 and pick 2 were polar opposites. Pack 1, we saw blue cards flying around everywhere super late, and in pack 2 we saw nothing in blue. So maybe everyone had the same idea and pivoted into blue. We'll see what we got here. Alright, pack 3, pick 1. Another Realmbreaker's Grasp. I only have 1 Grasp, 1 Hunger, 1 Seal from existence. I guess I have an Intercessor as well, so that's 4 potential removal spells. I'm honestly not that big of a fan of Invasion of Moog because I just don't like the front half that bad. I feel like cards like this always have that issue where you can really draw it at the wrong time and it does very little. So I feel like you really have to be able to consistently, easily flip it for it to be that exciting. And it's probably a lot more likely to wheel than the Grasp, so I think I'll just take another Grasp here. Converter Beast also I think I'd rather have than the Invasion, just for more consistency. You know what, I'll go Converter Beast here. Hope to wheel the Invasion of Moog. Oh, it's the 8 mana Vorinclex. 8 mana is a little too much, little too hard of a sell. It would be adorable to have both Vorinclexes in the same deck, or all 3 if we were super lucky. But I don't think it is worth having an 8 mana card that's going to sit in our hand uncastable a lot of the time. I'll take the Botanical Brawler now. See, if I had a Botanical Brawler or 2, I would have been more interested in that Invasion. And now it's not going to wheel because somebody else probably has a Brawler or 2. I'll take the Brawler over the Cut Short because we do have our removal somewhat cared for. We've got a little bit of a removal package at least. Alright, now I can just take another Realmbreaker's Grasp over pretty much nothing. Unless I push to blue for Rona. But with Botanical Brawler now I have a good reason to try to be the green-white counter deck. Stick there, take another Grasp. All the Realm Breaker's Grasp. Probably just take another copy. I'm not that excited about any of these other cards like Thespian, Sky Warden, Invasion. Alright. Another Overgrown Pest is fine with me. It draws Vorinclex or Invasion of Muragonda, or a land. All three of those are good cards to pick up. Angelic Intervention seems really nice with Botanical Brawler. It's just a solid combat trick in general. Scoop it up, add it to the deck. Now we have another Converter Beast, which is pretty good because we don't have a lot going on at 4 mana. It's good with the Brawler. Sunblessed Guardian, I guess, is fine if we can get some other counters onto it, but just by itself it's not particularly exciting. I already have some decent 2s. I'll take another 4 on the curve. Don't think I'm playing any of these cards. I already have almost everything in the pack, except the off-color stuff, so I should probably just take a Blade Master just in case. All the Realm Breaker's Grasps. They are permanents. Ooh, what if we end the deck with 100% permanence for the Seed of Hope? I guess Seed of Hope isn't a permanent, but then it just can't miss. Then it's just straight up pick out of the top 2 and put into your hand. It's like an opt that gains 2 life. Actually, I kind of want to take a Seed of Hope now because I have triple Grasp already. Now that I realize that, like, I don't really want a million Realm Breaker's Grasp, but if all my removal spells are permanents, then Seed of Hope card selection is actually legit. And we could make that the case. We could just cut the Hunger and the Surge and the Intervention. Could be interesting. All permanents, green-white Seed of Hope the deck. Did not wheel the Invasion, by the way. Maybe a little bit sad. I'm gonna get a little goofy with this deck. We've got some good combat tricks, but I think I'm only gonna run one of them just so I have pretty much all permanents, even in my non-creature slot. That way I'm doing my due diligence and trying out Seed of Hope in a deck where it's going to be as good as possible. So I'm going to run 2 Seed of Hope and 1 Angelic Intervention, because I think Intervention's our best combat trick. The deck might be better cutting both of the Seed of Hopes and just running more of the combat tricks. But I want to try out the Seed of Hope and get some experience with the card and see how it works for me. So we have 3 non-permanent cards and that's it. So Seed of Hope should be good card selection that gains life. For only 1 mana. So 1 mana slightly better opt. Seems good. Okay, we have 47 cards, so we get to cut 7 out of this deck. What shall I cut? Kind of want to cut a lot of the like 1s and 2s because I don't think these 1 mana cards are super impactful. Plus Seed of Hope at 1 mana, come on. And this is still a lot of 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could at least cut Cavalier because I don't really have like any knights. Brawler and the Thespians are probably fine. Tracker's probably fine. Blade Masters and Sanctifiers are kind of filler, but it's in the name. You got to fill the deck out with something. I don't have a great use for flyers, so the smaller power and toughness on this doesn't seem worth it for the flying ability. We just try to use Realm Breaker's Grasp, Seal from Existence, Skyline to deal with opposing flyers. Don't really want to play a 3 mana 2/2 flyer just to block with. I guess I have a 6/6 reach as well, which is nice. Alright, Invasion of Muragonda is another removal spell, so that's 5 removal spells, 6 with Intercessor. Not bad, not bad. 3 cuts to go. I don't know what I'm cutting. Probably the weakest 2-drop still. 1 Blade Master at least. I'll leave at least 6 of these at 2 mana. Escort's pretty slow, but it gets better with the double Seed of Hope in the deck. And I guess we have other 2-for-1 removal spells like Invasion and Alabaster Host that are probably better than Grasp, so I could cut one of those and then maybe 1 land here. Curve does look kind of low. Average is 3.0. The Seed of Hopes can cycle into being a land, though. They kind of count for the land front. I think I could definitely cut 1 land, maybe not 2. I think I'll cut 1. Cut a Plains because double Seed of Hope, those are green, and looks like the vast majority of this deck is pretty green. Yeah, 17 green cards, 8 white, but we want double white for seal, so I don't want to skew too much towards one color over the other. So I'll just cut 1 Plains there. Go 9 green sources, 8 white. And I think we'll call it a deck there. Alright, here we have a look at the final deck list for today. It looks like a very average green-white aggro build. We're just curving up as you do with a pile of 2s, some 3s, some 4s. Trying to play a bunch of decently high-power creatures for their mana values, and decent removal to follow them up, playing a very standard game of Magic. Not a lot of synergy going on here. We've got the Botanical Brawler to get extra counters when we're putting counters on our other cards. So we do have like Angelic Intervention, Assailant for backup, Converter Beasts for incubate, Bola Slinger for backup, and Muragonda for a +1/+1 counter. So we have Botanical Brawler synergy, but outside of that, it's kind of just a pile of decent green cards, a pile of decent white cards, and our pick 1 pack 1 bomb rare that we held on to for dear life, the Vorinclex here. So solid little deck here, but nothing super exciting to say or nothing super unique to talk about. I guess triple Overgrown Pest to be able to search for the Vorinclex is going to be pretty sweet. We can hit that pretty consistently. We're trying out Seed of Hope because 37 of our 40 cards are permanents. So this should be pretty good card selection. Outside of that, pretty reasonable, pretty average deck today. Hopefully we can get at least an average run or better out of it. Without further ado, let's head into the gameplay. Alright, here we are on the play for game 1. We're curving out very well. Blade Master into Pest. Pest picks up a green source for Vorinclex. We have a game plan with this hand. Our opponent's going to start off with Captive Weird, which is an incredible card. It'll be a 3/3 and draw them a card pretty soon. Don't think it's worth sealing it from existence, especially when I do need to hit a land pretty badly. Gotta play a land every turn up till turn 5 to play Vorinclex, so I'm pretty sure I want to Pest right now. I guess I don't have a turn 4 play, so I could Intervention right now instead, and then play Pest on turn 4 to grab the land. Counters their card draw from the Captive Weird. That's kind of like a removal spell here. Plus, quote-unquote, a 2-for-1, because I'm stopping them from getting a 3/3 and drawing a card. War Historian. Play a 3/3 there. Could play Seed of Hope trying to hit a land. I think I'd rather dig 5 cards deep than 2 for my next land. So here's Overgrown Pest. And there's the Forest. And now I can play the Forest and Seed of Hope to get the land for Vorinclex. And we are golden from there. I think I even just let my 3/3 trade into their 3/3 to clear the board. They do not want to do that. They want to keep the War Historian, maybe playing their own battle to attack into then. This is indestructible when attacking battles. And I guess it doesn't matter because we only have a 2/2 to block with, but wouldn't have been surprised to see a trade there, so that would just make the no block make a lot of sense. Preening Champion. Okay, so I guess they're just planning on playing a bunch of other blockers. And here's Seed of Hope. Come on, land. There we go. There's a land and a Seed of Hope. Take the Plains. And slam down a Vorinclex. I'll attack with everybody first, because they shouldn't have any good blocks here. They could trade Pest into the Flyer, or double block the Blade Master, lose both their creatures. Well, here's Vorinclex. grab our double forest. And we're probably just going to use that as a beat stick. It is a 6/6 trampler. They haven't used any removal yet, so if they have removal, Vorinclex might be a goner. They're in blue-green though, so the best removal spell they could have is Tandem Takedown. An uncommon that lets 2 of their creatures get +1/+0 and then deal damage to another creature. So that would be enough to fully kill Vorinclex. They could have Stasis Field in blue to turn Vorinclex into a 0/2. Outside of that, though, it's a lot of removal that would put Vorinclex in our hand or back on top of our deck. Oh, they tap out for that Thunderhead? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I lied. Remember when I said Blademaster was pretty filler and Realmbreaker's Grasp had a lot of issues? I lied. They're both incredible cards because we're just going to hit for 12. They're just perfect. 13. I don't even math. I guess I forgot about the +1/+1 counter or something. All right, well, we are pretty happy to see that Squadron Convoked out there, and we're going to start this draft off 1-0. Kind of a blink and you miss it victory there. I was not expecting to find lethal that turn. Here we are now for game 2. Another pretty great curve. Thespian into Pest into Converter Beast. Again, deck doesn't have anything super unique or super exciting going for it, but it's got just consistent average stuff. We'll curve out. Don't need the 5th land, especially when Pest probably picks one up. Our opponent is on mono black for now. Nezumi Informant, very good against the wary Thespian. That's pretty annoying. Guess I discard the forest. I already have double green. Plains gives me double white for Seal from Existence. Not gonna seal an Informant from Existence though. Let's go Pest and then attack. Set up what our future draws are gonna be. Yep, I gotta get this 1/1 out of the way at some point. I don't really want to spend removal on it. I think I'll keep Invasion. Need to draw 1 more land to get there. It could be pretty strong with a 5/5 token on the board. Make the token a 6/6 and then fight something and immediately flip the invasion. Sigiled Sentinel, 3/3 Vigilance. Drop the Converter Beast and pass. Setting up Seal from Existence or Realmbreaker's Grasp, plus flip the Incubator token. Down to 18. Sculpted Perfection. They're going to incubate 2 and buff all their Phyrexians. There's the 5th mana for Invasion of Muragonda, but I don't really want to use it till I flip my Incubator. Yeah, I think I'm flipping the Incubator and grasping the Sentinel. I'll firmly grasp it. Gift of Completion. They have 2 different blockers to choose from now, and I can't just kill one because they're both instant speed flips. Makes the invasion worse too. It's a Bola Slinger that also doesn't work against these. I guess I can tap the 3/3, forcing them to flip the 2/2. That seems pretty reasonable. So I'd put the counter on the Pest and trade into the 3/3. Right, because it's going to be a 2/2 with +1/+1, so it'll be a 3/3. Or I just attack with a single 6/6. I think I'm cool to trade the Pest in to one of these tokens. Force them to flip that one and trade it. Theoretically, I mean, they could have an instant here instead. Yeah, trade the 3/3 off. I like it. Get one of the dorks out of the way. They still have to spend 2 to flip the other one. They do get a surveil out of that. Alright, looks like they keep it on the top. They're down to 8 life, we're up at 18. They have a little bit more cards. Could definitely flip things around. There's a lot of very explosive plays in the format. Completely changed the course of things. Dreg Recycler is pretty nice against my Realm Breaker's Grasp. Now they have a 4/4 blocker that they can flip up at instant speed and a 3/3 blocker. I think we want to... Oh, Slinger can just tap the 4/4 blocker. Oh, snap. They're theoretically dead on board, right? Because I can seal or... I guess I have to Invasion for them to be dead on board. So I have to go Invasion of Muragonda. If they have instant speed removal to stop this, that's bad. But if they don't have instant speed removal, they're dead. So I kind of have to go for it. Yeah, lethal if they don't have removal. Much as I'd love to try to flip the invasion. It's probably better to try to kill them. And they don't have instant speed removal. We're going to be 2-0 now with some great work from Bola Slinger that game. The ability to tap those incubate tokens coming in very hot. 2-0, heading into game 3. Welcome back to game 3 of Bread and Butter Magic, the deck. Not in love with this hand, but Overgrown Pest gets to dig 5 cards deeper looking for our planes. Not that the hand gets that much better with the planes, because we don't really have any action. We are on the draw, though, so we're already going to be behind if we're in an aggro matchup. So playing a more defensive, slower, dirtier hand is probably okay. Don't need to push our aggro early as much. Yeah, try to get some good card advantage off the pest. I'll keep it here. If we're lucky here and we just naturally draw into the plains, maybe the pest can find a battle or a Vorinclex or something. Swordsworn Cavalier will start things for our opponent. Play a Portent Tracker. If they play a Knight, I'm not going to block, but if they just attack in here, I think I'm okay to trade my Tracker into the Cavalier. So I'm not that excited about the mana ramp with this current hand. Well, now I drew into a Vorinclex, so Tracker would have been good. Alright, pest for a land, preferably a plains. Oh, that was close. Just imagine we didn't have any lands in the top 5 there. That would have been disgusting. Alright, flip the Aerialist, cool. So they're not putting any more power toughness on board, they're just hitting for 2 this turn. Nice and slow, just curving some stuff out, I like it. Or not curving out, the opposite of curving out, just flipping some stuff. I guess I just poke with Assailant, I don't love grasping the Invader. There's no reason to hold up Intervention. Sure. Hit for a little bit of damage. Five mana up for our opponent now. And a Swordsworn Cavalier, number 2. 3/3 still small enough to trade into that, unfortunately. Show me the counter spell so I can escort my Vorinclex back to my hand from my grave. And obviously if they don't have the counterspell, then boom. I think is an accurate statement. If you don't have the counterspell, then boom. Just some programming logic for you. Deal 5, they're down to 10. See what's up now. Meeting of Minds. Draw a couple cards, dig for some ways to deal with Vorinclex. They've got 6 mana up. They do get to bounce Vorinclex. Does slow us down significantly. They can also immediately flip the battle, get another creature, which is nasty. They're at 10 life. I have their life total if I just Realmbreaker's Grasp here. Got the mana to Grasp, Thespian, and hold up Intervention. I think I'm doing that. Really putting the pressure on their life total. Preening Champion. Multiple blue blockers. If we manage to kill Swordsworn Cavalier, we can get them to a board state where every blocker they have is a blue creature, which means that Intervention can give unblockability for blue, and try to find lethal with that later. I got the bounce spell to play on their own Paladin here. That would be quite strong. No, they're just going to convoke it for a Knight Errant, which is another white blocker. Not ideal. And they did draw a card off of it. They got Order of the Mirror for yet another blocker. Well, this final few points of damage might be pretty hard to get. That's pretty aggro. Go for block Intervention, kill the Cavalier without losing the Thespian. But it's better to hold up the Intervention to try to find a kill. They're going to have 2 blockers up against 3 attackers. I guess they'll have 2 blockers up against 3 attackers even if I use Intervention right now. I just don't get to use it to give anything unblockable. Can still play Vorinclex after that. I guess with Intervention, everything's big enough to kill the Knight Errant, though. I take this. I guess the biggest reason to do that is if I do that and then I top deck removal, I win. But if I top deck removal, I already win. Unless it's my double white removal spell. But most of my removal spells are 1 and a white. They're the Realmbreaker's Grasps. Okay, we didn't top deck removal regardless. They're at 5 life. They're going to crack back. If I kill the Knight Errant on their block here, they're going to crack back for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which we definitely survive. Send in the squad. We could have a trick to get rid of this Realmbreaker's Grasp, though. Bounce it back to our hand. Return target non-land permanent to the top of the library. Stuff like that. I think we die to that. We die to that kind of spell, kind of regardless. So we just send everybody in and see what happens. Okay, so we need to kill this knight. Like 1+1/+1 counter off from being able to potentially find lethal here. Do they have a Convoke trick? Wow. That's really nasty. Convoke tricks are disgusting here. So I guess I block that, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm still technically alive if they don't have anything left. I drew every forest in my deck. Nice. They still have a thing. Well, that was super close. R.I.P. 2-1 heading into game 4. All right, here we are on the play for game 4. We've got Seed of Hope to hopefully hit a land. And then we can just go from there. Overgrown Pest, Serpent Blade Assailant, and some removal. Back at it again with the bread and butter Magic gameplay. Alright, opponent takes a mulligan. Resume turn. Resume turn. There we go. Grab a land. Invasion of Pyrulia will start things off. Our opponent gets to scry 3, reveal the top card of their library, and draw it if it's a land or double-faced card. If they ever flip the invasion, which has 4 defense, they will get a 4/4 trample ward 2. Gives all of their flipped permanents ward 2 and trample. Pretty nasty. Well, certainly don't want them to flip that. Two to the top, 1 at the bottom. Draw the land. We draw an Alabaster Host Intercessor. See what Overgrown Pest brings us. I've already got 4 mana. Let's grab the Invasion of Muragonda. Over the 5th land. If I find myself desperately needing land, I can plain cycle the Intercessor. Already got 3 other removal spells now without it. Seraph of New Capenna, that is definitely a way to chip away at the Invasion of Pyrulia. So, I think I am perfectly happy to grasp that. Start chipping in. But Lucranos Reborn. They flip it, it's going to spit out a bunch of things. It's a 4/5 already. Yeah, that's just extra spooky. We'll just seal that from existence. Hit for 4. Seed of Hope of their own. Mills an instant and a Realm Breaker's Grasp. Dang it. I was so excited. They milled an instant first. I'm like, ooh, we're gonna get them. No, we didn't. Thalia is annoying. Now everything costs 1 more, so I need 6 mana for Invasion of Muragonda. Probably need to just bite the bullet by now and cycle this Intercessor. I think I should have done that last turn. Cycled it and then sealed from existence. We would have had the mana up to do it. Still have the mana to do it now. Cycle it and still play something. Go for the Serpent Blade Assailant here. Still get a 3-power lifelink swing in through the Thalia. I mean, to be fair, Thalia is probably just as annoying for them as it is for us. Except that they can attack the battle well. This whole taxing the non-creature spells part. Probably stopping them from doing some stuff too. Kithkin Billy Rider is the play. Oh, if this were an untapped land, that would be so sick. Invasion of Muruganda time, let's go. Really don't want them to flip this Invasion of Pyrulia. But I don't have a way to stop them from doing it because they have Realmbreaker's Grasp. I guess if I attack with literally nothing, and I grasp the Thalia, then they grasp Sanctifier and attack with Billy Rider. Yeah, I don't really have a great way to stop them from flipping this invasion. Did I just hit them for 7 and half their life total? Probably. I guess if I go Pest, Untapped Land, Realmbreaker's Grasp, Billy Rider, then they have to pacify a Pest to flip the Invasion of Pyrulia. Probably worth it. No. Well, this is awkward. I guess I'm taking Vorinclex and just passing the turn then. Now they might just not get to use Realmbreaker's Grasp. If they don't have a different removal spell for Vorinclex, they kind of have to just always keep the Realmbreaker's Grasp in their hand, which means they don't have a good attack into Invasion. Without an additional combat trick or removal spell, Bola Slinger certainly works. I'm gonna make Thalia the sickest, or Billy Rider. First Strike and Double Strike both get absurd. I have no good blocks for this. Can Invasion of Muruganda at next turn at least. Did I just go for the Chumpity? Chumpity chump chump. I think I do. I can't play Vorinclex and Grasp in the same turn because of Thalia. I feel like I just really want to kill a 4-4, or not a 4-4, a 2-4 double striker here. They're definitely flipping Invasion next turn now. I guess I'm on Realmbreaker's Grasp, the flipped Invasion. No attacks here because Sanctifier has taken 2 damage. So all my creatures would just die to Thalia on attacks. If they want to get in with Bola Slinger, they have to let me trade it off. So I like killing the double striker instead. They can tap down the Sanctifier, but then I trade off a different creature into the Slinger. Could chump Thalia still. They have a Grasp and 2 other cards in their hand. If I can get rid of this Bola Slinger, I'm going to have a 4-4 and a 6-6 up to block, and they might just never flip the Invasion. This game is really, really just all about this battle. All about the battles. Converter Beast is really nice. I'll just have a 4/4 and a 5/5 up to block Thalia. Could even just attack the invasion with the Sanctifier or their face. Grasp stops the activated abilities, so I wouldn't be able to exile flip Vorinclex. So yeah, let's go Converter Beast. If they grasp the Incubator token, I can chump Thalia with a 0/1 and I lose pretty much nothing. Could Realm Breakers grasp Thalia, but I'd rather have the mana up to flip this token, I think. You know, I probably should have sent face. 6 damage is a lot to get on this invasion. It would take 2 swings from my 4/4, which means that's 8 damage that we wouldn't have just dealt to them, which means we would have put them at like 6 life by just attacking them, which is 1 Vorinclex swing. Cosmic Hunger. Yeah, that's pretty good. Free flip of the battle. 5/5 still beats the 4/4. So they have to Realm Breakers grasp my Incubator token. Not with that invasion. And they can't flip it because I can beat Thalia and then chump the Slabhorn. Yes, they just pass turn. Well, get the mana investment out of the way. Can guarantee a flip of my Invasion of Muragonda here and shut off their biggest creature. Seems exceptional. Flip the Invasion or they chump with Thalia. And then I still have a 5/5 to block Thalia if she tries to attack. Yeah, this is the turning point here. Now they're playing entirely off the top and our board state is dramatically better. They have 1/3/2 first strike. We have a 4/4 lifelink, a 4/4 that can buff things, and a 5/5. Chomping Kavu as the draw is not bad. But we can still block Thalia if they don't grasp. And we've got a revealed Vorinclex in hand, so they're just not going to grasp, it looks like. Draw a Wary Thespian. 4/3 first strike and a 3/3. They could double block kill our 5/5. Double block kill anything we have. I can Plasm for +2/+2 to something. +2/+2 the Plasm itself. It attacks and they can only kill it with a double block. The 5/5 they only kill with a double block, and then I kill whichever one I want. Can't attack with the Sanctifier, but yeah, I can send these two in every turn. Feels good. Oh, it can't buff itself. Never mind, I can't send in these two. So I have to send in these two and gain no life then? Sure. Shut off the lifelink to be able to still attack with 2 creatures. That seems pretty relevant. To be attacking with 2 creatures instead of 1. Alright. Double block kill the 5/5. We will kill the Thalia. Get the first striker out of the way so we can actually attack with our 4/4 as well. And I've got the mana to go Vorinclex and Thespian, and now they can finally grasp Vorinclex. But that's fine, because I got tons of other creatures left over to defeat them with. Alright. Realm Breakers grasp the Vorinclex. I don't think this shuts off the can't attack or block clause. I don't think Primordial Plasm is that good. This is dead on board. They have a trick of some kind to where they can survive, though. We have nothing to block when they attack the invasion, but they still only hit it for 3, so they don't even flip it. And it looks like they did not have anything there, so we are now 3-1, getting at least a 50-50 run out of this deck, but we're only 1 win away from breaking even gems-wise, so let's head into round number 5, see if we can't grab our 4th victory. Alright, here we are for game number 5. We are on the draw. We've got one of our most synergistic looking hands so far. We have Botanical Brawler with a backup card. I guess this is the first time we've drawn the Botanical Brawler, period. But we'll try it out here. We'll roll that out on turn 2 over the Thespian, because if they don't kill it immediately, it will be attacking as a 3-3 trample instead of a 3-1, which is definitely better. Definitely want to put the counter on a Silent, because if I put the counter on the Brawler, it won't trigger. Brawler only triggers when we put counters on our different creatures we control. So pretty important to do that. To double up your counters. Alright, opponent is on a 3-color deck running multiple dual lands and Skittering Surveyor, which means they probably have several explosive, rares, and mythics. That is the big reason to be 3+ colors in the format. It looks like there are 4 different colors, so I expect we need to do everything we can to be as aggressive as possible here. Try to kill them before they play anything too big. Definitely going to keep Seal from Existence to deal with their first big scary bomb. I think our best play is to drop Converter Beast here, because it'll buff the Botanical Brawler again, and allow us to attack with a 5-5 next turn on top of our current board state, which is a lot of damage that we're threatening to hit them with. And there's Glissa, Herald of Predation. Just as we assumed, they're going to have a million bombs. There is the first one. Luckily for us, Glissa doesn't immediately flip the tokens. I think if I had hit a land here, we are pretty much guaranteed to win this game, but missing this land drop means I can't kill Glissa and flip the 5-5. So I can kill Glissa and hit for 4 to 7, but then they get to start flipping the incubators. Yeah, this would have been a beautiful turn if we hit a land drop, but we still have to just seal Glissa from existence before they can get even more creatures out of her. But Glissa is one of those bomb rares that you call like an S tier bomb, because it's one where even if you kill Glissa immediately, Glissa has impacted the board with 2 additional creatures, potentially. So a 3-for-1 worst case scenario off of Glissa. Now Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty, another incredible card here. Gives them a 3-1 and a 2-2 Streetwise Negotiator. Bola Slinger was a beautiful draw here too, because that's going to buff Brawler again, which is huge, and let us tap down one of their creatures. Is that better than just flipping our 5-5 right now? I feel like it is. We'll probably buff the Assailant again over the Converter Beast. Tap down the 3-power creature. No, because if they play a 6-mana spell with Emoti, they're going to Cascade again and get 2 blockers off of 1 card, which I think is just not something I can afford to allow. So if they trade Emoti into Serpent Blade Assailant, I think that's fine. To get that out of the way. So we tap Negotiator, I guess. Just keep the creatures we actually want to kill on board. Tap Surveyor, I trample over a little more. I think I already trample over for plenty. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'll tap Surveyor, I guess. Wow, that's good here. Yeah, seems good. Well, Guess we kill the 2/3 over the 2/2. They are down to 2 life. But the 1 mana untap trick, now, again, worst case scenario, they play 2 more creatures. Best case scenario, a Modi just pops off, and they get a 6/5 and another incubator token. They have 3 blockers. Wait, did they just die because of that? They don't have another 1 mana trick, they might have just died because of that. Oh my god, if we draw Realmbreaker's Grasp, they really did. And Grasp Ancient. Flip this. They have 1 blocker for 3 attackers? Okay. Yeah, they could have just flipped 2 2/2s. I guess we would have still won because we top-decked Realmbreaker's Grasp, but on board, if they just held the mana up to flip 2 2/2s, I could have attacked with 3 creatures against 4 blockers. So they could have had 3 blocks for our 3 attackers and survived another turn, but they went for Timberland Ancient, hoping to cascade into another creature. Did not cascade into a creature, so made them dead on board and extra dead to Realmbreaker's Grasp, so lucky stuff for us in the end there. Just aggro out against the much more explosive deck with some really powerhouse plays like Emoti and Glissa. Good stuff from the aggro deck there, and that's gonna be the game that lets us break even. We're at 4-1 now, guaranteed to be getting 1,400 gems out of the event that costs 1,500. When you account for the fact that we are keeping everything that we drafted and 3 more packs worth of cards, that is a little bit over 100 gems worth of value if you've filled your collection completely, and much more than 100 gems worth of value if you actually care about collecting the cards. So 4 and 3 or better is where it's at, and we're 4-1 with this deck, so we're guaranteed to be 4 and 3 or better. Feels pretty good. 4-1, heading into game number 6. Here we are on the play for game 6. Turn 2 Thespian, turn 3 Tracker's awkward. Or turn 2 Tracker, turn 3 Slinger or Beast, I guess. The curve's a little weird with this hand, but it is definitely a keep. We have both of our colors and some very reasonable plays. Alright, I believe our opponent took 1 mulligan. Completely silently, which is kind of weird. I want to start just poking them for 3 right off the bat, but it's probably best to play Tracker and play a 4 mana card on turn 3. Alright, we'll be attacking with a 5/5 next turn, which is big. Green-white mirror match here. See what they have turn 3. I'm gonna arrest my token. That'd be pretty sad. Are you gonna put an egg under arrest? What are you, the ninjas from Spyro the Dragon? Oh my god, they are. I gotta charge after you for like 3 minutes before I run around the corner and finally get you. So egregious. Slinger really does not do anything right now. I probably wait on Slinger, weirdly, until they actually play a blocker. Set up our draws with Thespian. We definitely don't need that land. And Port and Tracker is getting in for 1 damage. Let's go. Knight of the New Coalition. Multiple blockers off 1 card. Super annoying. Plays really well against both of the cards we've got right now. Do I just play a Pest? I mean, I guess Intercessor can just exile that token. Forever, even if Intercessor dies, which is fine. That's probably a little better than playing Overgrown Pest right now. Offer the trade for the Knight of the New Coalition. And the trade is accepted. Let's surveil again. Get that land out of my face. Streetwise Negotiator, basically a 3/3. Deals damage equal to its toughness. Could play Slinger and Pest this turn, so I'm going to play Pest first and see if it's worth it. How is that even possible? I guess everything's always possible, but that's brutal. Like 10 lands and 3 flip cards in the deck. 13 hits out of 26. Not see any of them. We lost 5 coin flips in a row, basically, when we played that Overgrown Pest. Sadness on the stack. Well, I guess our best play is a Bola Slinger then. You know why this card is sweet? Got Bolas in the name, if you think about it. I really want to put all my eggs in one basket, but a 1/2 is real bad. So I guess I'm making a 4/5. Putting all my eggs in one basket. Swordsworn Cavalier. They pass the turn. We draw another land. Does a whole lot of nothing. No combat trick one time. No combat trick every time, please. Not the untap trick, at least. Oh. That's okay. We don't know what's in their hand. We're just out of gas because I've surveilled some land and still hit some more. This could be bad. Depends on what's in their hand. Okay, it's probably bad. Tribute to the World Tree means any cheap creatures they draw are going to be bigger, and any expensive creatures they draw are going to draw them more cards and keep them fueled. Angelic Intervention. Can kill a Streetwise Negotiator with that and then keep hitting with a 3/3 Pest. I wish this could target artifacts. That would be a really cool design for this format because incubator tokens exist. So being able to put a counter on your incubator token and save it from removal as well, because there are removal spells that can hit those tokens. Wish this was target creature or artifact you control. Because then I could make it protection from white and the grasp would fall off. Yeah, I mean, by doing this, we force them to just immediately draw some gas. I think intervention is going to get significantly better than this. Just kill their negotiator and have a 3-turn. Oh, I did the wrong color. Oh my god. Oh my god. I clicked the wrong color. That's really annoying. I was going to say, do that and have a 3-turn clock on the board. I can't believe that. Yeah, because now I could Grasp Cavalier and we'd be hitting for 4 instead of 1. I can't believe that. Well, this is a game I'm actually happy to see Galta and Mavrin, because I would have died to that regardless. Now I don't feel so bad about the misclick. 100% was going to Realmbreaker's Grasp the Cavalier if we kept the 3/3 on board, because then we are pressuring them to kill them in 3 turns. I guess since I accidentally lost their 3/3, I should have just kept the Realmbreaker's Grasp, but they just hit Galta into Tangled Skyline, which means it would not have mattered. Because even if we pacified this Galta, they've got a 5/5 now, which completely nullifies our board state. What just happened? Oh, Galta doesn't do anything attacking alone. Alright. Alright, obviously I played this out terribly. I misclicked and then didn't pay attention after the misclick to keep the grasp there. didn't reestablish what the board state was through the misclick, but looks like probably a death regardless. Okay, no, we would have won if I didn't grasp Cavalier. Maybe. Because now we wouldn't have taken any Galta damage. We would have taken 5 there, but then I could have escorted into the Alabaster Host to deal with the Incubator token. It's not going to be enough here, though. Yeah. All right. Punted the game. Did not spend the time reanalyzing the board state after it was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought the board state was going to be a 3-3 and a 1-1. It was supposed to be a 3-3 and a 1-1 on my board for a 3-turn clock, but I clicked the wrong button, so it wasn't that, and because it wasn't that, I shouldn't have used Grasp as aggressively. And then I would have had it for Galta and Mavrin. Again, I was still playing... When you're playing Magic, you're constantly thinking several turns ahead. So I was still playing under the... I have a 3-3 and a 1-1 line, and if I had a 3-3 and a 1-1 again, the line was to shut off Cavalier. Which is why that happened. It was obviously the wrong play. It's obviously a punt here. But I just want to let you know the thought process that caused me to punt. Alright. Not a super winnable game, but a potentially winnable game that we threw in the trash. With a misclick into a post-misclick punt. About as bad as it can get, really. Always brutal to misclick, but when you add a punt right afterwards, that feels super, super bad. Doesn't make you feel great about your gameplay. 4-2, heading into Game 7. Here we are in Game 7, one of our better opening hands. The turn 2 Brawler was sweet, the one game we got to play with that. And here we're going to try to do it again. See what our Seed of Hope picks up, but we're probably grabbing a land if we can. With a few 3-drops. Can't pick up a land. Don't love Tracker with multiple aggressive 2-drops. I'd rather just take an Invasion of Maragonda, even though it is wildly expensive. And we just hope that there's a third land, 11 cards deep. Can we hit 2 of our 16 lands, 11 cards deep? Yes, or 3 of our 16 lands, sorry. And now we're golden, we don't need any more lands for some time, and we can use pests to get them. That Aetherblade Agent is quite annoying, so I think I just play pests for now. We've got a lot of pacifisms in this deck to use on that. I don't need a double white. I do need a double white for 1 removal spell in my deck. But I have so many green cards here, I might need double green to... I guess I already have double green. I probably don't need triple. Yeah, we'll take the plains. Overthinking, ho! Alright, Blight Reaper Thallid. Alabaster Host Intercessor for later, that is nice. Get rid of the Aetherblade Agent for a while. Let's play another Overgrown Pest. Yeah, don't see why not. Alright, happy to have done that before I played a land, because now I can play a tap land this turn, which is beautiful. Pest trades are quite good here, either one. And getting 2 damage in is also fine. Okay. Removal spell on the Brawler is kind of sad. But that could always happen. Nothing to do to stop that one. They're almost definitely flipping the Thalid here because they know we have the planes to play the Invasion of Muruganda and the Invasion of Muruganda, so they know if they don't flip it, I just go land, invasion, kill the Thalid. So instead, Overgrown Pest Blade Master for the turn. Still just sending in our multitude of pests. Our myriad of pests. No blocks, alright. Down to 12. All lands. How far have I dug? I've looked at 15 cards off of pests and have not seen Vorinclex yet. There's 24 cards left. We know there's no Vorinclex in the bottom 15. So Vorinclex is in the next 9 cards. I like those odds. I like those odds. It's a good thing they made these, put them back in a random order, because that would be so much ordering to do here. And it would actually matter, because it's 15 cards we could have ordered in any way. I guess only 5 card chunks, but 3 5-card chunks ordered however we want. Can make Dina very big. That's it, right? Yeah, Dina just expands. Hey, speaking of Vorinclex, speaking of the odds that I liked, I have just a million tutus already to attack with, so if I attack with everybody, they can sacrifice a sapling to Dina to trade up into the Blade Master, but I think that's fine. I think I just want to Intercessor the Thalid for now. Keep pushing in that damage right now. With our current board. Do everything we can to exhaust all their resources against our army of 2/2s, so that Vorinclex can stick around whenever Vorinclex arrives. Finish things off. Alright, so take 4, trade the Sapperling into Blade Master. This is fine. We lose one of our creatures to kill one of theirs and deal 4 to them. Their creature is smaller, but we're getting damage in while we're doing it. Cosmic Hunger onto the Intercessor is definitely good. If they hit another land, it's very good, because then they can flip the Thalid. If they don't, we can Invasion of Muruganda to kill that. Oh yeah, if they just play a Kite Sail, then this Invasion of Muruganda is going to be the Sickness. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 mana off from Assailant plus Invasion. I think I am on Invasion to kill the Thalid right now before it turns into 2 more Sapperlings rather than playing Vorinclex. I guess I'll have the mana to play Vorinclex and Assailant next turn, which is nice. We definitely attack their face. If I do 6 damage to the invasion, I could have dealt 6 to them and put them to 2 life. So, yeah, we're just attacking face now. And they're getting the trades going. So they are down to just whatever's in their hand and 6 life total. Wildwood Escort, that's a good one. It's a good one, not the Death Toucher. Fingers crossed, not the Death Toucher. Anything but the Death Toucher. No! Well, Vorinclex still has Trample, so it is still going to attack into that Death Toucher. I can also just flip it, right? I'll have the mana to do that next turn. Oh my god, no, yeah, no, we can just flip Vorinclex next turn. Never mind. Force them into the 3-3 for 3-3 trade. Boop. I mean, it might be better to attack with Vorinclex. When they're at 6 life and it's a 6-6 trample, might be better not to flip it. I get 2 creatures if I flip it though, then I put a bunch of counters on my whole field to turn after that. I guess it depends on how well it looks like they're blocking what I'm doing. If they completely tap out to where Vorinclex will just kill them by attacking, then sure, I won't flip Vorinclex, but if they have the Death Toucher and enough toughness to survive... Oh, that's gonna play really badly for them, because now I'm just like, okay, because they're gonna survive this anyway, I can flip Muragonda, hit them for 2, and then get 2 creatures off Vorinclex. That I am very happy to see. That makes this play real simple. Unless they have a mill 10 card, then I'm dead. Ooh, I hit a Wildwood Escort? That's a good one. Pick up an Alabaster Host, I suppose? Yeah. Keep a Realm. We're gonna have 2 removal spells in hand next turn. Yeah. Seems like it'd be pretty impossible for them to survive that one. Alright, I don't think they could have really done anything good there, but we were definitely happy to see them tap out to gain some life, because then we know we can get our full damage out of our attack, we can even flip our other creature up, and we can flip Vorinclex in the same turn, which is super good. Just make a kind of insurmountable board state. So we are 5-2 now in the money out of this draft, which feels excellent. See if we can keep it rolling, heading into game number 8 now. Here we are on the play for game 8. We don't get to turn 2 the Brawler, but we still have to go Thespian into Pest. So I'm going to keep it. If I top deck a Plains, I can still turn 2 Brawler, but I don't have any ways to put a +1/+1 counter on anything yet, so I don't even think turn 2 Brawler is that exciting. So we'll drop our Wary Thespian, see what we find. A Bola Slinger. I'm going to keep that and hope that Pest finds the Plains for it, because that could be a very nice curve. And Thespian looks like it might be putting in some work here. Maybe? Nope. Elspeth Smite. That's fine. Still traded into a removal spell. We do find the Plains with Overgrown Pest, and it was the only option. That seems fine. Probably play Blade Master Brawler this turn rather than playing Bola Slinger. That way when we do play the Slinger, we get an extra counter. Play the Blade Master first. See if we draw out the 2-mana counterspell if they have that, but it looks like they don't. 4th land, Quende, Pride Ephemereth. Invasion of Muragonda is going to be beautiful. We'll roll with that. Buff the Blade Master, kill Quende, and buff the Brawler all at once. Oh my god, I even just flipped that immediately. Battles are so... I don't like battles. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I don't like how lines like that happen. I know that's the idea. That's supposed to be like cool and fun and stuff, but it just feels like whoever is ahead on board just becomes miles ahead on board. It's like it's just snowballing into one player just demolishing. I guess out of any format that battles could have been in, this is a pretty great one for them to be in, because this has more cards than almost any other format. That can just completely change the course of the game and like save you when you're really far behind. Oh, I accidentally... Oh my god. I turned off the ability there. That's super annoying. We had lethal on board, but I didn't know that would turn off backup. Well, thanks Primordial Plasm. We still win, probably, but that was a pretty big punt again. I gotta stop commentating about things other than the game of Magic. I'm trying to keep things interesting for you all. Trying to keep things entertaining. Try to sprinkle in a little bit of color commentary, talk about my thoughts and opinions on formats, or add in jokes and stuff, but feels like the 2 times I've been sprinkling a lot of that into the games, I just have had a massive punt because my brain's on other things. Gotta focus up, pay a little more attention here as we head into the final boss, 6-2. Final game of Magic for today. Probably just have to slow down quite a bit when I'm talking about other things, but I like to respect my opponent's time. But I know I'm a pretty slow player already, so I slow down even more while I commentate, which I do. It'll be a really long game for our opponents. The Fibblethip mirror match for the final boss. Let's do it. See how things go. Definite keep. Probably going for the turn 3 Converter Beast again. Our opponent's on the play. I could go Thespian into Pest. Do I go Thespian Pest? Or do I go Tracker Beast? Tracker just does absolutely nothing if I don't roll it out on 2 for the mana advantage. The mana advantage would mean Converter Beast turn 3. Turn 4, I get to flip the token and play Pest. Yeah, I mean, I think I play the Tracker. They just removal spell it, that's fine. Then we just go for the Pest curve from there. Okay, this is okay. Thespian would have played a little bit better against removal. We would have surveilled 2. But this is cool too. Alright, it's another probably 3+ color bomby splashy deck, and we have a less aggressive curve, partially because they have the cheap removal this time. We'll see how things go, but I'm scared. Scared of potential bombs from them. But I'm always scared of bombs in this format. They are everywhere. Yep, 3+ color splashy deck it is. There's the Converter Beast. Don't have the mana to flip up either of their tokens yet. It will soon. We gotta just draw a removal for the 5/5 or we're not gonna make it through that. I could attack with my own 5/5, I suppose. But Pest, Thespian, Blade Master, none of these get through a 5/5. I suppose because of that we just play the Converter Beast of our own. Furnace Host Chargers, the big dorky 5/5, sure. It's fine. I can double block with a Thespian and a Pest later, and that'll be pretty good. Intercessor's really good once they flip that Incubator. I think I'm going to save that for that. Not that I can afford to play it right now anyway. I think I'm going to play Thespian and Pest right now. So I have the double block for the 5/5 Furnace Host Charger. And I'll just block the 5/5 token with a 0/1, setting up the Intercessor play. Oh, there's a Vorinclex and Invasion. Well, Vorinclex is probably a little bit better. Botanical Brawler. No more +1/+1 counter stuff in hand at all. I think I'd rather be closer to drawing removal in case of bombs. Plus, I kind of want to draw 8 lands total so I can flip Vorinclex later, potentially. But I guess Vorinclex already guarantees that. Vorinclex draws 2 more lands. Another Blighted Burgeoning. They definitely have the mana to flip some tokens. Take our double block and surveil again. Vorinclex is already drawing every land that we need, so we can mill that one. Drana and Linvala, and this is why we dig for removal. We didn't find it, but we dug. They steal all of our creatures' activated abilities, so they have Vorinclex's ability. But if they use it, then they flip Drana and Linvala into nothing. What happens if you flip a card that doesn't have a back? I have no idea, but probably not much. I think I still just play Vorinclex to block that and block their 5/5 and everything like that. So they definitely don't copy the backside with Drana and Linvala. Yikes. Still none of our pacifisms, so I have to intercessor this thing. Yep. Okay. I would much rather pacify, because I think it's easier for them to just kill this intercessor than it is going to be for them to kill a pacifism. But I need to kill that immediately. Hit them for 6, or keep a blocker to not take 3 on the crackback. I guess I take a lot more than 3, because they have a 5/5 that'll attack us as well. Take 8 on the crackback, probably, because I don't have the mana up to flip my own 5/5. Probably passing, and then we just try to go to town with this Iridescent Blade Master. They're playing completely off the top. We're playing somewhat off the top. We can play a Blade Master at least, but the other cards here are all lands. Seed of Hope. Got 1 Seed of Hope and 1 combat trick left in the deck, but everything else is a permanent, so we probably just choose the best card out of the top 2, put in a hand. Hope it is the Exile removal spell, the Exile enchantment. That would be beautiful. Plains. Okay, well. We got them out of the way. And we're not doing much here. We'll play a Blade Master, flip our token, pass. And I'll flip the token during their end step. As they are going to do here. Actually getting to a low enough amount of cards in library that even if I end up being able to kill Drana and Linvala, I don't think I'll be able to flip Vorinclex without milling myself out of the game. Which is sad. Oh wait, no, I just gave Drana and Linvala Blade Master's ability. Oh my god, the punts! This is the puntiest draft I've had in this format, because all these rares with 50 lines of text. Oh my god. Well, obviously I should not have played Blade Master. Steals Blade Master's effect. Okay, then yeah, I guess I'm just completely playing off the top. So the play was to sit here playing off the top, playing nothing. We have another 5/5 now. I want to go to bed. I'm so over Magic the Gathering today. There are too many things to click and too many things to read. I can't believe I'm going to lose because I played my 2-mana 2/2. Oh, maybe not. I forgot we even had one of these in this deck. Okay, now I have 1,000 reach creatures, so they can't attack anymore. And we're going to stare at each other. Pretty cool. We're hanging out. It's the staring contest again. It's a pretty good start to the staring contest there. Yeah. This is why I wanted a pacifism instead of intercessor. Hold up a second. All 4 of our white removal spells are still in our deck? All 3 pacifisms and our 1 exile spell? Good lord. Alright. Well, I guess that makes the odds not horrible. Almost a 1 in 3 chance of drawing one. All 4 are in there. That is not one of them. I guess I have a Death Toucher to block Galta and Mavrin, but... guess I might as well Death Touch attack with the Blade Master. Because I can't buff it up on blocks anyway. Probably dead to Galta and Mavrin coming back. If I triple block here, I get the Death Touch kill Galta, and even if they have instant speed removal to kill the assailant, I take 10 and survive one more turn. And the Converter Beasts aren't really doing anything else. Cool. I don't think I'm doing much. Well, we don't have to worry about Drawn and Linvala buffs anymore. We're going to mill out before them. I don't think we have any outs at this point, because we just, our removal's so far deep into our deck that even if we hit the exile spell for Drawn and Linvala, we can't flip Vorinclex. If I pacify Drawn and Linvala, I can start attacking with my 5/5s, slowly but surely. We do have a slightly bigger board state. I think I draw the Seed of Hope. I still have enough cards in library, barely, to try to turn things around after I hit. Again, removal for Drawn and Linvala. I just don't have enough to flip Vorinclex. Probably should start attacking with the 5/5s. Send 2 of them in, we go trade. And then I still go block here, double block here. 2/2s though, they attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. I need 5 blockers up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, it's a little sketchy. I'm dead to removal if I do that. Dead to removal if I do that, and they can force me into some rough blocks. I think the Seed of Hope is what, if our opponent just hits nothing here, Seed of Hope is what gets us attacking finally. To potentially turn things around. Alright, so what do we have? Invasion of Muragonda and Wildwood Escort. Well, I think we're on Invasion of Muruganda. Or no, if I pick up Escort, I pick up the Invasion. I just get both. I don't get to play it right now, though. I don't have enough mana. I do have enough mana. Okay. That was a really good top two. I could take the Alabaster Host, but I'd rather take Invasion, I think. Trying to finally just fully get rid of Drawn and Linvala. Buff our one Trampler. Cool. We might be turning things around. We need 4 blockers now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6 blockers still. They're at 20, so I think it's probably better to flip and get another creature first. Trade and a chump. Okay. Board state is widely in our favor. There's the removal for Vorinclex. Destroy it and Surveil 2. Surveil 2 very good here. Setting up the draws. And a Furnace Host Charger, okay. Two 5/5s, two 2/2s. I can shut off one with this Grasp. Tap a 5/5 with the Slinger, but then they trade a 2/2 into the Slinger. I need 3 blockers up after a Realm Breaker's Grasp. So I'll hold 4 blockers up to be really safe. Trying to get this Muruganda flipped. We go Thespian Pest on the 5/5 if they keep it. If they do not keep it, they save the invasion from flipping. Well, cool. Never mind then. I guess we die. Atali, Primal Conqueror, one of the biggest bombs of all time. Kind of funny how the set has multiple of the biggest bombs of all time, but 7 mana for a 7/7 trample that casts the next 2 spells for free is completely absurd. And the game is now widely, just wildly in our opponent's favor. We might even be dead on board. I don't think so, though. No, we're close. But Atali certainly kills us next turn. And it's not just a 7/7 trample. That would already be like one of the best bombs of all time, but also it can turn into an 11/11 trample indestructible. That's just the bonus text. Well, that sucks. And now we're dead. Looking at the board state again real quick, just so you all know, we are dead on board. 11 minus 7 is 4. We're dead to Atali even if they had no other cards out. So that's why we're just scooping there. 6 and 3. Really sad way to end this. Alright, well, kind of an excruciatingly long, kind of monotonous way to end the draft today, but still an excellent record. 6-3 is a lot better than I thought this deck would do. I totally forgot that I cut a Realm Breaker's Grasp. We could have had 3 in the deck. Yeah, that messed with my my stats. Like last game I was talking about how we had 3 Grasps and a Seal in the deck. I thought I still had 3 in. I completely forgot I even cut one of them. But yeah, I guess I maybe should have put one back in because they actually played out really well. Very rarely did their downsides come into play. I don't think they came into play at all during this entire draft. But as I was saying, 6-3 is so much better than I thought this deck would do, just looking at it at face value. And I punted with this deck more than I've punted in any of the other drafts I've done of this format so far. We still got a 6-3 run, so I think this deck really overperformed. The deck really over-impressed in general. Just having that nice aggressive curve and having a ton of removal was great. That is the big thing this deck has had that a lot of my recent decks haven't, as we had Double Grasp, Seal from Existence, Invasion of Muruganda, and Alabaster Host Intercessor. Outside of that, just again, as I said, aggressive curve of creatures, plenty of 2-for-1s like Overgrown Pests that draw us a card when we play them, Wildwood that draws us a card from our grave when we play it, Vorinclex draws us lands, lots of stuff like that. Seed of Hope actually was pretty good in this deck. Maybe I will start drafting that a little more often in decks that are very permanent heavy as decent card selection in the early game or a decent top deck late game. This was really good when we milled Wildwood Escort and Invasion of Muruganda off that. I thought that was going to flip the game in our favor, but can't really beat Natali after playing some early stuff like that there, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, huge overperformers in the deck all around. Pretty much everything went well. Portent Tracker was our biggest underperformer. I think most of the time we would have rather just been playing 2-mana 3-power creatures. Sure, we played some turn 3 Converter Beasts, but the fact that those don't even immediately hit afterwards is like not the most exciting thing ever. We still have to dump more mana in to flip those creatures, but I think everything else in the deck was performing as we thought it would or better. So really liked everything here. 6-3 run that definitely could have been a 7-win run if I played perfectly, but I kind of punted all over the place today to get a 6-3 instead of a 7-2 or a 7-1 like it probably would have been played out perfectly, but still pretty happy with that. So much better than I thought the deck would do at first glance. It just didn't look like it had anything too explosive or too exciting in it, just the one Vorinclex. So I'll take it. We'll grab our 1,800 gems, our 5 packs, and that's going to end today's draft, and that's going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons very much for supporting this channel, as well as thanking you for watching. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.